Welcome everyone, I'm Dale and this is Cinema Historia, a Broadway star, a dancing hopeful, and Fifth Avenue's Easter Parade. This week we're going back to 1948 for an American musical film called Easter Parade, starring Judy Garland, Fred Astaire, Peter Lawford, and Ann Miller. And this is directed by Charles Walters. So, where does our story begin this week? Well, our story begins in 1912 with Broadway star Don Hughes, played by Fred Astaire. Don is on the town buying Easter presents for his sweetheart and dancing partner Nadine Hale, played by Ann Miller. Stopping at a toy store, he gets a boy to part with a plush rabbit by playing all the drums and dancing to the song Drum Crazy. Don takes the gifts to Nadine, only to find out that she has been offered the opportunity to star in a show solo. Stating our train leaves soon for Chicago for our next show, Don tries to persuade her to stay, but unfortunately she has signed a contract. Next, Don's best friend Jonathan Harrow III arrives, played by Peter Lawford. Nadine is attracted to Johnny, but he resists her out of respect for Don. Don drowns his sorrows at the bar at Pastini's restaurant, bragging to Johnny and the bartender Mike that he can make a star out of any girl from the floor show. He chooses Hannah Brown, played by Judy Garland, offers her $150 a week, and tells her to show up the next day at Michael's for rehearsal. During rehearsal, Hannah suffers from left to right leg confusion, while Don tries to turn her into a copy of Nadine. Buying her a similar wardrobe and giving her the exotic stage name Juanita, she makes several mistakes at their first performance, and the show is a fiasco. Getting caught in the rain, Johnny is instantly attracted to Hannah, singing a fella with an umbrella while walking her to rehearsal. Trying to reunite Don with Nadine, Johnny tells Don that friends are laughing because Hannah is trying too hard to be her. Don realizes his mistakes after Hannah sings I Love a Piano, so he prepares routines better suited to her, and now known as Hannah and Hughes, they become a great success. So, does Nadine persuade Johnny to fall in love with her? Does Johnny persuade Hannah to fall in love with him? Or which two lovers meet on Fifth Avenue for the Easter Parade? Released June 30th, 1948, a critical and commercial success, Easter Parade was the highest grossing musical film of 1948 and the second highest grossing MGM musical of the 1940s after Meet Me in St. Louis from 1944. And I have this film, it stars Judy Garland as well. With a 91% rating from the film critic Rotten Tomatoes, this film includes music by Irving Berlin, yes, 17 songs in total. With 5 wins total, including 1 Oscar, Easter Parade was included among the American Film Institute's 2006 list of 180 movies nominated for AFI's Greatest Movie Musicals. And that it is one of my favorites. I hope it becomes one of yours. It's a great film to watch at Easter. And our trivia question this week: did injuries require finding new stars for our film? Did injuries require finding new stars for our film? So, a little more history and the answer to our trivia question coming up next. Now, since our story pertains to the Easter Parade on Fifth Avenue, New York City, that's the subject of this week's history. So, the Easter Parade is an American cultural event consisting of a festive strolling procession on Easter Sunday, typically a somewhat informal and unorganized event. Persons participating in an Easter parade traditionally dress in new and fashionable clothing, particularly ladies' hats, and strive to impress others with their finery. The Easter Parade is most closely associated with Fifth Avenue in New York City, but Easter parades are held in many other countries. During the Dark Ages between the 5th and 10th centuries, Christians in Eastern Europe would gather in a designated spot before Easter church services, then walk solemnly to the church. Sometimes the congregation would form another parade after the services, retracing their steps and singing songs. In the Middle Ages, around the 15th century, the clergy expanded these processions into teaching tools. Yes, paintings and statues would be placed along streets where church members could walk from one to another. Beginning about 1782, German settlers in Pennsylvania held non-religious parades on Easter Monday. Then widely celebrated as a holiday, such parades continued for over a century. By the 1880s, New York's Easter Parade was one of the main cultural expressions of Easter in the United States, becoming a vast spectacle of fashion and religious observation. The New York Parade became increasingly popular into the mid-20th century, being estimated to draw over 1 million people. In 1933, American songwriter Irving Berlin wrote the music for a revue on Broadway called As Thousands Cheer. It included the song Easter Parade, which he had been working on for 15 years, and both song and the revue were tremendously popular. The song became a standard, and 15 years later was the basis for the film Easter Parade in 1948. Today, New Yorkers celebrate Easter Parade festivities with great enthusiasm, with one of the most popular accessories being bonnets of all styles and shapes. Just amazing. And the answer to our trivia question this week: did injuries require finding new stars for our film? Yes, a couple of stars actually. Yes, American dancer, actor, singer, director, and choreographer Gene Kelly was originally scheduled to play Don, but unfortunately he broke his ankle playing volleyball in his backyard. It was his suggestion that he be replaced by Fred Astaire. Announcing his retirement after the film Blue Skies in 1946 to concentrate on his horse racing interests, Fred's retirement did not last long. And dancer and actress Sid Charisse was up for the role of Nadine, but a torn ligament in either one or both of her knees forced her to drop out. After leaving Columbia, American actress and dancer Ann Miller was hired as a contract player at MGM. Her first appearance was in Easter Parade, playing the part of Nadine. Amazing. She did a great job too. Actually has a great dance number in that one. She does it solo. And if you're wondering, the rabbit in my thumbnail and intro comes courtesy of my neighbors, and I thank them. But it actually is handcrafted by a sculptor and woodworker by the name of Dan Decouvreur. I'll leave his particulars down below. If you live in Southern Ontario, please drop him an email and he can help you out and make you something special. And no, the name of the rabbit is not Harvey. I will leave the link below for the film I did last year at this time. No, the rabbit's name is Wally. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you soon.